Every time I post this video, I always get questions like this. And I'm sorry it took this long, but here's the tutorial to this particular stitch. You start by creating a slip knot. This is how I do mine. Then you chain as long as you want. I'm not making a shirt, I'm just creating a sample. So I'm going to be chaining 20 plus 1 turning chain. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to start crocheting into the foundation chain. I'm going to skip the first chain and then double crochet till the end of the row. Now this is what the first row looks like. It's just double crochet. Now onto the second row. You chain 1 and then you turn your work. You do double crochet into the first stitch, double crochet into the second stitch. This is where the mesh starts. Then you chain 2 and then you skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, then double crochet into the third one and then into the fourth stitch. You can decide to put 3 in your own, you can decide to put 2. It's just personal preference. I prefer 2. You chain 2 again, you skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, double crochet into the third and the fourth. Please note that the amount of chains you are doing is the amount of stitches that you'll be skipping. 1, 2, you chain 2, skip 2 and then double crochet into the third stitch. That is the pattern for this particular row. You chain 2 again, you skip 2 and then double crochet into the third and the fourth stitch. When I got to the end of my row, I found out that I miscalculated since it was just a sketch, or a sample rather. So there was not enough stitch to complete the row. So I just chained 1 and then put 1 into the last stitch, because if I had to chain 2, it would not be complete. Then I chain 1, I turn my work. Now this third row is the same thing as the first row. You're going to be putting double crochet into every single stitch. In the chain spaces, if you chain 1, you put 1 double crochet. If you chain 2, you put 2 double crochet. Now this is the double crochet stitch. I'm putting double crochets on top of it like normal. Now for the chain spaces, since I chained 2, I'm going to put 2 double crochet in the chain spaces. Double crochet, I chain double crochet on top of it. In the chain spaces, the same thing. Now, like I said earlier, the amount of chains that you chained earlier is the amount of double crochet you'll be putting there. So here, I chained 2 rather. I'm going to be crocheting 2 double crochet in my chain 2 space. So this is 1 and 2. If you chain 3, you are going to put 3 double crochet into that chain 3 space. This is just to ensure that you're getting the actual number you started with, which means if you started with 20 chains like I did, stitches must be up to 20. If you started with 100, stitches must be 100. So that means if you're chaining 2, you're putting 2 double crochet in that same space, or else you're going to lose count and your work is going to come out wonky. Now I'm going to duplicate the row 2 as row 4. Chain 1, flip your work. Since I put 2 double crochet here, I'm going to do the same thing here too. So this is 1, 2. Then I chain 2 here. I'm going to do the same thing here as well. If you chain 3 on your own project, that's fine. You can just chain 3. Again, just make sure that every alternating rows are the same thing, which means row 1 and row 3, row 5, row 7, the same thing. Row 2, 4, 6, 8, the same thing. Now then another double crochet, another one. You chain 2 again, skip 2 stitches and then do double crochet into 3 and 4. Chain 1, 2, skip 2 stitches and then double crochet into 3 and 4. Remember I said earlier that I had just one stitch left there, so I'm going to just chain one and then put one double crochet. This is what row 4 looks like. Now we are done with this particular sample. You can see that row 2 and row 4 are the same thing. Row 1 and row 3 are the same thing, which means anything I have in row 1 I will have in row 3 and row 5. Anything I have in row 2 I will definitely have in row 4. So just continue the stitches, and you can see since I put 2 chains there, I have to put double crochet there. If I put 3 chains, I'll put 3 double crochet. So just continue the stitch, and then I hope that you have a great time working with it. Bye.